What if you could sprint with greater speed, acceleration, and power into more advanced strength like vaults, higher vertical jumps, and even flips without painful knees, ankles, hips, or lower back that you're constantly guarding to protect? And what some would even call superhuman strength and skill, while even adding more years to your life. Like all the strength ninjas in our Pacific Rim Athletics universe, from kids to teens to adults, 40, 50, 60 sun circuits and beyond, who are running, dashing, vaulting, and flipping with incredible strength and power. And I'll show you how today, including improving your sprint time and vertical jump height. Sounds too good to be true, right? First, let's talk about how sprinting dramatically improves the power and longevity of your body. In a recent video, I discussed 2 related sports that can increase your life by 8 or more years. A proposed common denominator in this study for sports improving lifespan was mixed sports, or those that combine anaerobic and aerobic actions. I also offered 2 additional hypotheses. First, the neurological component of learning new skills, which keeps your brain and body adapting, growing, young, and powerful. And second, the specific common denominator between these 2 sports, vaulting, which requires a high level of skill combined with maximum anaerobic output, and as it relates to this video, sprinting. And there are numerous studies which show that sprinting counteracts the aging process as well as contributes to extremely high levels of athleticism, strength, and power, which ties in directly to our Powerbatics training like free running, power moves, and ninja strength, as well as any other sport you can imagine, and positive daily life as a human, which we all are, I think. For example, there's the study, Regular Strength and Sprint Training Counteracts Bone Aging, a 10-year follow-up in male masters athletes. There's also the effect of high-intensity interval training on epigenetic aging markers, which used sprinting models such as SIT, or sprint interval training, which involves the maximal or supramaximal efforts and long 4-minute break periods. Then there was RST, repeated sprint training, with sub 10-second sprints followed by 60-second break periods, and other models. And these correlate to anti-aging and another topic I cover on this channel, epigenetics, where you can overcome your genetics through your actions, your chosen environments, and as Joe Dispenza has shown, your thoughts. There's also many more powerful enhancements that come as a result of all-out powerful sprinting, especially in the models we'll discuss in a moment, like reduced body fat and improved body composition, improved cardiorespiratory fitness, VO2 max, enhanced cardiovascular health and lower mortality risk, cognitive improvement including better mood, mental health, executive function, memory, and in layman's terms, you just get smarter. Better nervous system, which regulates everything, and improved strength and power for higher jumps, muscle ups, flares, vaults, and even flips. Lee Weiland, creator of Powerbatics, founder of Pacific Rim Athletics, and welcome to training. As we get into the moves and methods, don't mistake videos for instruction, mine or otherwise. There's a 95% failure rate for do-it-yourself online education, including physical training, shown by Seth Godin. If you don't want to stay stuck, stiff, tight, or frustrated on beginner-level stuff forever, get into good coaching with a positive community. Those 2 factors alone are what separates you from being left behind to becoming the example of strength and courage to others, your family, and to the person in the mirror. So, for our training, we're sprinting almost every day. Sprinting shows up in tumbling, it shows up in free running with jumps, vaults, and katas, which mix together everything. Sprinting is also part of just regular training circuits. And sprinting, depending on how you define it, is laced through the other elements of Powerbatics training. Similar to how you can sprint during running, well, you could sprint during swimming or anything else. And you can sprint in windmills, flares, and spinning handstands. And you can sprint through muscle ups using the upper body. And you can sprint through an entire martial arts kata. To simplify, I'll call this skills sprinting. It is mixed sport because it's high performance aerobic and anaerobic action combined with high level skills, neuromuscular coordination. And sometimes I chuckle because I find these studies that confirm what we and Many others have been doing all along just by intuition, because it's fun and because we choose to not follow the mainstream. But honestly, I take these studies with a grain of salt, because you never know. But I do find it interesting that they continue confirming training like this. It's like when the scientists finally get to the top of the mountain and the strength ninjas have been up there doing backflips all along. Now let's tie sprinting together with the development of strength and skill, the focus of my channel and our company. Simple sprinting serves as a good basic foundation. For example, there's a study optimizing short sprint interval training for young soccer players, unveiling optimal rest distributions to maximize physiological adaptations. And this basically shows that doing 6-second sprints with 54-second rest in sets of 6 to 10 sprints for 4 sets increases vertical jump height, anaerobic peak power, and testosterone. But how do you improve those sprint times and your overall power? Well, there's a symbiotic relationship between running and jumping. Who'd have guessed? Increasing one leads to an increase in the other, and overall power. For example, several studies showed plyometrics for gymnastics specifically increased sprint speeds, explosivity, and jump heights, just to name a few. And so what were the mechanisms used in that plyometrics training? Want to guess? Yes, jumps, counter movement jumps, drop jumps, squat jumps, and long jumps. And guess what? We use every single one of those in free run element of Powerbatics, like squat jumps for conditioning, all the way to flip drops from height, wall flips, and vaults, which leads to moves like round off to backflip, which can generate 14 times body weight, like thousands of pounds of force running through your body, demanding incredible amounts of adaptation and creating potential for dramatic athletic longevity. Thus, we have 3 important takeaways for you to implement in your training today. Interval sprinting, from basic sprints all the way to sprinting into tumbling passes, vaults, and free run calls, especially short sprints. And high impact training for skills, which I'll call hits, such as the round-offs and jumps that we discussed. And what I call the skills sprinting, which is mixed sport, high performance, aerobic and anaerobic action combined with high level skills neuromuscular coordination, like these 5 sample moves right now. Sprinting into a basic speed vault taken from free run element of Powerbatics. Running to a drop from a height like a free run kata. Tumbling like a round off. Multiple rounds of flares done with full speed. This is the difference between just working out and training. Working out often leads a person through the same routines using weights and machines going nowhere. To me, it honestly looks more like office work than it does training. And if you have goals and things you'd like to achieve, then implementing this stuff sooner rather than later with good coaching and a positive community is best, because every rep you do wrong takes an average of 3 to correct. Now obviously, there's the nitpicking naysayers, complainers, and haters that'll try to hold you back, looking for the negative in everything, instead of training and making the progress that they could make, and even sometimes your own thoughts. But ignore all that and keep going. You can do it. And when you make that switch from merely working out to training for strength and skill, you'll see that it's a completely different universe. See you in the next video and in training soon.